Piet Botha, thank you very much. Good to see you again, in hope that we go ahead with racing on Thursday at Hollywood Bets Durbanville. You got a nice full card. You start in race number 1 over 1,000 meters. You got number 9 Fencing Captain. He's been rested 138 days. I'm sure you're looking for some improvement.
Yeah. Look, I think he's not a bad horse, but he's still very, very immature and looks at everything and spooks at everything. So not quite sure how he's going to handle Durbanville. It's not ideal. I wanted to give him another run up the straight, but we haven't raced for quite a while, and we got to get going. So he must go and get some experience there. I think he's going to be a little bit green around the turn. And he hasn't got the best of draws either, so it's going to be a little bit tough for him. If all goes well and he's quite sensible in that, I think he'll run a decent race, but I just can't see him being in the winner's enclosure.
Then we move along to race number 3, Piet, over 1,400 meters. You got number 6 Darling Girl, 68-day break, fairly consistent. Just having a look at the field, she must have a good each way chance.
Yeah, I think she's a filly that's on the up, but she's a filly that's needing a lot more ground, and she was actually in a mile for next week. But I just thought with all the rain that we've had and haven't been able to do much and not too sure when we're going to race, I accepted her in this 1,400 as well, and we got to just take our chances and hope for the best. She hasn't been able to do much work since her last run, so she's going to be in need of the run a bit. I just want her to continue to show improvement, and obviously it would be great if she could earn a check for the owners. So we're quite hopeful for her to do well. She definitely has got the ability to do well, and she is a lot more sensible now than what she was when she was running before.
Let's go to race number 4 over 1,400 meters. You got number 6 Approach Shot. Corne Orpha gets the ride for you. A very consistent sort, steps up in trip now.
Look, he's a horse that is obviously bred to go a little bit further, and he's got the action to go further. I was just running him in sprint races all the time, just because he's got a bit of a wind problem. But Corne did say to me a few runs back, he said he would love to ride this horse in the 1,400. So I said, well, let's wait for Durbanville, and then we can try him over 1,400. The reason for that is just Durbanville is a quicker course, and I thought it would help with his wind problems. So I just hope that he sees it out, and if he does, he would enjoy the trip a little bit better. So he's got to be a decent runner.
Lovely. Then we go to race number 5 over 1,400 meters. You got number 10 Sansa Stark. Keenan Stain rides for you, consistent filly. I know it's a tricky draw, but she's always got a chance.
We discussed this, myself and Carl. We were going through it and discussing the options, because she was in a 1,600 next week as well, and she has been running over a little bit further. But she only has had the one run over 1,400, and it's probably her best run to date. So I just said, because we're a bit underdone, let's take our chances in the 1,400 and see. And I'm glad I did, because it looks like we found the right race for her. So I think this could be a little bit of an easier race than the mile. I just hope that she has a bit of luck in overcoming the wide draw. If she does, she's got to be a runner with a nice each way chance. Yeah.
Then we go to race number 6 over 1,800 meters. You got number 1 Style Icon. Devon Ashby gets the ride for you. Probably a filly that will need to improve on form.
Yeah, she didn't have the worst of forms coming here, but her 2 runs here have been very, very poor. Her first run, I think I probably made a mistake. It was first time around the left-hand turn, and she didn't handle the turn at all, and legs were all over the show, and everything just went wrong. Her second run, we decided to just drop her out and see if she could run on. She was still a little bit lost, but she ran on nicely over the last 400 meters, and Devon got off and said that she's on the right way. So he believes that she'll be ready to win within the next 2 starts. Unfortunately, it's been a bit of an interruption from her last run to now, and now we're at Durbanville as well. So I'm not too sure how she's going to handle Durbanville, but she has shown enough improvement at home to start to show the improvement at the track. And It's not a very strong race. So it's a competitive race, but not a very strong race. So it's a race where on ratings she should have a chance. So I'm hoping for, and she's well drawn. So I'm hoping for big improvement from her.
Fantastic. Then we go to race number 8 over 1,000 meters. You've got 2 runners. So let's start with number 4, Lord Nelson. Louis Mtotwa gets the ride. Rested 125 days. First run for the stable. This does look to be on the short side.
Yeah, I noticed that this horse has been running over 2,000 and more. But you know, the idea was to not make the same mistake with him and give him a run down the straight. Unfortunately, now we Durbanville, so we're going around the turn in any case. But he shows a lot of speed at home, so I'm a little bit confused with the form. He shows so much speed at home, and I just want to see what he does on race at the racetrack. If he brings that same speed that he shows here at home, then he's not without a chance in a sprint race over here. So I don't know. We got a lot to learn about him, and I just hope that he brings his track work to the course. If he does, you know, I think he will surprise a few people.
You backed up with number 9, Question of Faith. Keenan Steyn rides for you. Probably will need to improve, and from that sort of a draw, it's going to be tough.
Yeah, I think it's going to be very tough for him from that draw. I really was hoping for a good draw with him. He has just seemed to improve with every run at home, and maybe he just needed a little bit longer to settle in before running him, because his runs up to now with us has been very disappointing. But he's looking better. His coat is so much better. His work has been better, even though we haven't been working much of late. You know, just watching him, the way he moves and that, he just seems to be in a much better space now. And I believe that if he was drawn in the first 3 here, he would be in the money. I just do think from that draw it's going to be a bit tough for him.
The last of your runners comes up in the 9th race over 1,400 meters. You've got 2 runners over there, and lovely 2 runners. So let's start with number 5, Nile the Boss. Pumi Mjoka gets the ride. Better run last time, and Piet, just to you and your team, I thought she looked a picture last time.
Thank you so much. Yeah, look, I think she's a type of filly. This is the right type of race for her, and she's nicely drawn as well. But she's also the type of filly that just keeps herself busy all the time. She's you know, always on the move and that. So with the interruptions that we've had now with the rain and all that, and not being able to work, a lot of horses are going to be unfit. I think that she's a filly that's going to be a little bit fitter than the rest of our horses. So she's got to be a decent runner in this race.
And then you backed up with number 6, Try Me. Keenan Steyn gets the ride, fairly consistent, steps up in trip now. I know it's a competitive race, but small chance?
I think she's got a small chance. I'm a little bit unsure about the distance, and I hope I haven't made a mistake. It's just the program, you know, how it was. I was thinking, watching how it worked, that maybe I would like to try over the 1,400, so I've done it now. She's a tiny little filly, also very active in that, so also reasonably fit. And she's got so much guts, this filly. She's so small, and I keep writing off every time she runs, and she surprises me and runs a good race. I mean, if you look at her form, even though she's not in the placings, she's only 1.5 or 2 lengths off, so she's not far off them. And you know, just every time she goes to the race, she gives her all. So she's a filly that deserves to do well, and I hope that she can do well here. For me, the question is just going to be how she handles the turn and also the distance. But she's eating well and looking very good.
Piet, last question. Best for the day. I know it's very much experimental with everybody at the moment. You're not sure where level of fitness is, but your best on form?
If I have to go purely on form, I would have to say Sansa Stark. I tend to believe, though, that our best runner could be Nile the Boss, and my reason for saying that is I just think that she's found the right race, and she's a lot fitter than all my other horses that are running on the day. There's no doubt in my mind that she's our fittest horse going to the race.
Piet, thank you very much for your time as always.
Thank you very much.